Hi, I'm Tim Smith, the Chief Leaf at the Tea Smith in Omaha, Nebraska, and welcome to the world of teas. In the springtime, many of the tea producing areas are picking and producing their first crops of the year. One area that we look for in particular is from the Darjeeling area in northern India. Located in the state of West Bengal and nestled in the lush and scenic vistas along the foothills of the Himalayan mountains, Darjeeling has produced tea for about 200 years and has come to be known as the champagne of teas. Today, there are about 85 estates in operation. Some of our favorites include Jangpana, Gidapahar, Glenburn Estates, Gumti, Margaret's Hope, and Thurbo. The estates are nestled in the mountainous areas and generally range in about 1,500 feet in elevation to over 6,000 feet in elevation. So naturally, during the winter months, the tea plants go dormant. And as the warm spring renews the area, the tea plants begin to sprout. Now there's 4 picking seasons in Darjeeling. Today we're going to explore the first flush, which is produced, depending on the weather, from about mid-March through April. First, let's take a look at the dry leaves. Now this is a black tea, which means it's been allowed to oxidize, but notice there's still a lot of the green leaf, which is a result of the processing of the tender leaves for the springtime. Now let's make ourselves a pot. As a general rule, black teas are brewed with water right off the boil, about 208 degrees, for about 5 minutes. I suggest that you take this one just a little bit cooler, treat it a little more gently. I like to let the water come down to about 180 degrees and then let it infuse for about 4 minutes. As we're just finishing up our infusion, remember, use about 1 teaspoon per 8 ounces of water, and that'll make a great pot of tea for you. Just about ready. Now we can pour. This is a real treat for the senses when you first pour a nice hot cup of the Darjeeling tea. First thing we notice is the color of the liquor. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It's a light golden color, nice and bright and clear. And the aroma, it's a little hard to describe. You get a floral hint to it, a little bit of a sweetness, and then from the first flush tea, just a little bit of a green hint, if you will. And of course the taste. Since we used a little bit cooler water, the body will be lighter than if we used boiling water to brew this with. But we have still that nice floral hint that you get with the Darjeeling teas. We have a light sweetness to it and just that little bit of astringency that you look for in a Darjeeling first flush. All right, let's also take a look at the leaves once they've been infused. What you notice is, even though this is a black tea, there's still a lot of green on the leaves, and the edges have turned red, showing the limited oxidation. You can also see a nice amount of large leaves and some bud sets. This is really a finely made tea. So, to wrap it up, look for the first flush Darjeeling teas to show up here in the U.S. around the first part to the mid part of April. Ask about the garden from where they came. And also, when you're brewing it, try to brew it with a little bit cooler temperature water, then sit back and enjoy the champagne of teas. I'm Tim Smith, Chief Leaf at the Tea Smith. It's a big world. Drink it up.